guys, how you doing? Sorry, I just had a text. How are you? Happy Saturday. Welcome into the craft room with me. My name is Susan. This is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs by Sue. And I love coming on here and sharing craft ideas with you, DIY ideas with you, creative ideas with you. I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture, and on Saturdays, I like to highlight our Club Couture, which is our monthly subscription club that is only $21.95 a month, and you get to try an exclusive transfer that is only available as a club member or a designer, and it's shipped directly to your mailbox once a month with the transfer and 3 coordinating paste packets for $21.95, you guys. So I love to come on Saturdays and try to highlight some ideas for you of how you can use this transfer each and every month. So welcome on in. You'll know you're catching me live if you see a red circle around my profile picture. And if you're here live, when you hop on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I would love to interact with you guys. My motto is it's much more fun to craft with friends. So I love it when you guys can join me. And if not, you're catching me on the replay, and welcome to the replay. I love it when you do that as well. You can still interact and comment with me. I always go back and check my messages and reply to them. So it brings me great joy to share creative ideas with you. So let's get started, or as my shirt says, let's get cracking. Isn't this adorable? I've had this for like 2 or 3 years, but it's so comfy, and it's chilly here today, y'all. We went from 67 degrees or 8 degrees in North Carolina on Thursday, I think, and now we're in the 50s, so that feels really cold. And it's dreary, overcast, all that kind of stuff. It's not raining, but it's very dreary today, so I can't remember seeing the sun much lately this last week. So I feel cold. Plus, when you stay inside, you know how that is. You just stay cold. So I feel like I need to find my little space heater, because I usually keep one in here in the craft room, and I haven't even had a chance to look for it yet, but we haven't really needed it. But let me go ahead and do what I need to do over here on the iPad. I like to have comments over here where I can see them easily, because it doesn't always show up there. When you hop on though, if you'll hit that heart button, it just helps me so much, and I totally appreciate it. It just means a lot to me when you guys support my page. So I am going to pin just a quick thing in my comments for y'all in case you have any questions about anything that I'm talking about today, and you're like, what in the world is this about? What's she talking about? Never heard of Chalk Couture, or what's the deal about this club? Because I'm going to tell you about it, but if you're like me, sometimes it's easier to retain information if you can read it. I try to retain it, I'll put it that way, but sometimes there's just too much going on up here, y'all. I'm sure some of you can relate. Anyway, let me get this pasted and pinned in the comments. And like I said, hop on and say hi. I hope you're having a great Saturday. I am still freaking out because, you know, we're what, 15 days from Christmas? Oh my gosh, you guys. And my house is not decorated at all. And I am a decorating diva when it comes to Christmas. And that's got to happen this weekend. I told my kids, I said, I promise I'm going to get started on it. But I have an order that I have to get out by tonight and tomorrow. I have 2 orders this weekend. So I'm going to try to get the bulk of that done, and then get started on the house. So I've got to transform this guy somehow. Anyway, so this is our club project. This is what it looks like, the envelope that you get it in every month. It's just a great way to try Chalk Couture if you have never tried it, or if you're interested in growing your library, or you just want to have some fun, or if you have someone that's creative that is a friend and you don't know what to give them. This is the way to go, you guys, because it gets you an exclusive transfer you cannot get anywhere else. You can't get it on my site. You can only get it as a club member or a designer. So every month it changes. So it only runs for the course of that month. So the design I'm getting ready to show you has been out since December 1st. And on December 31st, after that, it'll go away, and we have a brand new one for next month, which is fun because you have a new idea every month. And then you also get 3 coordinating paste packets. And what is a paste packet, Susan? Well, we use chalk paste. So our designs are made to go with chalk paste. So first of all, you will get one about this size. This is about 8.5 by 11. And sometimes it only has one design on it. Sometimes it has multiple designs on it. This month, it's one design, and it is beautiful. I'm going to show you what I did with it last Saturday in just a minute. But this is the design we have for this month. This is our December club. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Isn't that gorgeous? You guys, this is such a pretty design. It is so pretty. So you will get you'll get a transfer and then 3 coordinating paste packets. This is what a paste packet is. It's called a single paste packet, but you can get more than one project done with these. And if you're in my VIP group, I have tips and tricks in there as to how to keep the paste that's in here ready until you're ready to use it the next time. If you're not in my VIP group, there should be a link also on here or in comments if you want to join. I'd love to have you in there. That's where I can do sales, specials, sneak peeks, a little bit more personal interaction that I can't do out here on this page. So go ahead and join. It's free to join, and you never know, because either this week or next I'm going to be having a sale in there, and VIP members will get an extra discount on product. So you might want to get in that group. Plus I do also share in there, hey Suzanne, I hope you're having a great Saturday. I also share in there if you're another small business owner like my friend Suzanne there, and you have a promotion, I like to try to share it in there as well, so that our group can kind of get exposed to different small business owners and what they offer. So, but this is the transfer for this month, and the colors that come with it, I don't have the single paste packets for them, but the colors that come with it this month are Eucalyptus, which is this beautiful bluish green color. It's a light color, but it's got a lot of blue undertones, very pretty. It's one of my favorites. I actually have it in shimmer also, but you get it in the regular Eucalyptus, and then you get Shimmer Rose, which is just gorgeous. As you can see, it's like a rose gold. And then the other color is Forest Green, which is our brand new color that we just launched this year. Was it in the summer? I can't remember if it was in the summer or if it was later. I lose track. I unfortunately do not have a jar of that, and I actually don't even have a packet. I think I just gave it away. But it's about the color of my nails, coincidentally. It's that really like deep kind of emerald green. I don't know if that would be emerald green. I don't know. I kind of think of it. It's a very jewel tone green. So, but that's what also comes with this packet this month. However, even if I had it, I probably wouldn't use it because I'm going to be working on this black surface today. So that's the deal with the club. I am going to go ahead and get started because this is the surface we're going to use. This is our Couture Gallery board 8-in frame, and it is 9 by 12. And it comes like this. It's white with the distressing on it. I love it. It's perfect for my decor. This is a chalkboard, and it's actually metallic as well. And it's perfect for our club transfers because this was last month's club. No, the month before last. What are we in? We're December. This was October's club. And I'm actually going to spray some water on here so it can be sitting on it. This is just chalk paste that I did on here with a design. And that's what it's made for, you guys. It's to use it and reuse it. Our silk screen transfers are reusable dozens of times, or a dozen times is what the company guarantees. But you can probably use it more than that if you take good care of it. But the whole idea is if you use the chalk paste and the transfer and you want to change it out, you change it out. And that way you don't have to buy a bunch of surfaces and decor items. And you can just change them. And then you can always go back to it. You'll have this transfer. I can go back and put it back on there again next fall if that's what I want to do. But I let the water sit on it for just a few minutes, and then I'm going to show you how we clean it, and then we are going to do this design on here. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me think what else I wanted to tell you, if there was anything else. Oh, so as a club member, we also offer some kind of special every single month. So for example, this month, that is exclusive to club members. So for example, this month, any of our kits that we have on our website, which a kit is an all-in-one project. So you get the surface, the transfer, a squeegee, instructions, written and video instructions. The same thing with our club. You get written and video instructions in an email every month to go along with it. And then I share ideas. If you're in my VIP group, I try to show even more ideas. And then the company actually has a video, a how-to video once a month as well. So there's lots of ways to get different ideas on how to use the product and how to do it on your own. But of course, I'm always here for questions if you ever need any help. But you get this, but the kits are just everything that you need to create a finished project is in it. So as a club member this month, if you're a club member, any of our kits, you get an additional, and they're on sale. They're already 20% off of retail. You get an additional 10% off of that price as a club member this month. But every month that changes as well. It's a different offer. So we never know what it's going to be until the first of the month, but it's always something special. In addition, you don't pay shipping on your club order, but if you decide to order something else from my website, it will be your first order of the month, which most club members only order once a month, but your first order of the month is actually a flat rate shipping of $5.99, no matter how big or small the order is. That's all you pay, which, believe you me, if you've shipped anything for the holidays, you know that that is a huge savings. I am paying out the wazoo right now for shipping, and most of the time I don't even charge my customers for that. So if you're familiar with that, $5.99 is a great deal. I wish I could get that on everything I shipped. So or even items that I got from the company. I wish I got it for $5.99. So that, I believe, was all of the, I think that's all I needed to tell you. It does come out, it gets starting getting processed around the 5th of every month. So after you've bought it the first time, your very first time, you're also going to get a mini squeegee, which is the tool that we use to do our projects. And I'm going to start scraping this while I'm telling you guys about it, because I was just letting it kind of sit, and I wanted to show you how easy it is to clean your boards, how to clean the chalk paste. So it goes on wet chalk and dries hard. And then depending on the surface, like for example, this chalkboard, you can reuse it. So you can scrape it off and reuse it again, the surface. If it was a wood surface, you wouldn't be able to, because some surfaces like fabrics and woods and stuff like that are one-time use. But if you have a chalkboard, then you just scrape it off and you can reuse your surface. So it hardens to the touch and it won't come off. I could clean this even with just a little rag and it would not come off. So it is such a cool product. I fell in love with it. Honest to God, the first time I used it, I was sold and I was like, okay, that's it. I'm going to be doing that. Plus it's a way to customize your decor to your color scheme, to your taste, to your style, and to save, you don't have, it doesn't take up as much room. So now I've just scraped all that. As you can see, the majority of the chalk paste is scraped into the middle. This is just a little, we do have a scraping tool on my website, but this is just one that I actually have had for years, and it's from the Dollar Tree. So I am now going to just try to clean up this nasty wet chalk. Now I'm just going to take that off, and actually I should have brought another. Did I have another paper towel? I think I do. Should have brought another paper towel over. So I'm just going to clean this off. But you get the squeegee with your first order, and then after that, every month on the 5th, it's just going to send you the transfer and the chalk paste, and it's going to automatically start processing around the 5th of the month, so you don't even have to think about it. You just get to have a surprise and Happy Meal in your mailbox one day, a month, that you have something to look forward to get some projects done or gifts made, or if you're somebody who sells things for a living, you can use it for selling. So now I have cleaned this, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's like an image. It's a shadow. We call it a shadow image on there because obviously it was the chalk paste did that. But we have very inexpensive. You get a pack of 2 for I think $3, around $3, of what they call board erasers. And what it does, I don't know what it's in it. It's nothing in it because it's not even a chemical, but it's like magic, and it will take away whatever. I use these on my transfers as well to clean my transfers, but it's made for these, for the chalkboards, any of the chalking surfaces. So it gets rid of the shadow effect. So that's done. And then let's see, I got one more. And if you don't like this color frame, you can always paint it. But this is a very high quality. It's meant to be reused month after month after month. So it's not going to be like a cheap one you would get from maybe another store that might break down after getting it wet and reusing it and getting it wet and reusing it. This is made to last. And we do have them in various sizes. So you just can pull it off the wall and change it out every month. So I'm just drying it because I need my surface to be dry. Now, let me show you what I did last week in case you missed it. Last week I used my transfer. Our transfers can be used with chalk paste that we sell, ink, which we also sell, etching cream, which we don't sell, but you can use it with our transfers. The white area is silk screen, so it gives you a wonderful crisp image every time. But it is also reusable because, or it is reusable. But what's fabulous about it is it's sticky. So it gets it sticky back after you've washed it, but it's always really sticky the very first time. And if I'm going to do a project where I'm going to put it on apparel or fabric, then I usually do it the first time because I get the best image. But look what I made last week with it. How? With one of our inks. This is our Shimmer Silver ink and the transfer. Isn't that fabulous? Now you become a designer too. And then I heat set that and I can throw it in the washer if I need to wash it. Obviously you don't wash a jean jacket a lot, but if it was a t-shirt, like the t-shirts I made, I don't know if you can see behind me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 t-shirts back here right now that I made yesterday that are air drying that I have to heat set. But if it was a t-shirt, I could just throw it in the washer after I'd heat set it. So it's so cool and so versatile, you guys. And then you get to pick and choose your colors, which is what I love. Okay, so let's get started. Now I am going to, even though I've used the transfer once before, I am going to go ahead and what we call fuzz it. And that just means it is sticky, but I'm going to take a little bit of the stickiness away because I don't want it to be so sticky that when I go to pull it back that it tries to grab onto the surface and stretch my design, because I don't want to mess up my design. And with the chalkboards, you don't have to fuzz it a lot, but you definitely do want to fuzz it. And I'm just going to make sure the only thing I would need to do if this didn't already have an image on it, obviously I had to clear it off. If it was just clean, excuse me guys, then I would just make sure it didn't have any little fuzzes on it. And I am going to, this is made to hang up. I'm going to make sure I have the hanging piece at the top, and I am going to face it towards me for a minute. These fit on here almost 100% perfectly. The chalkboard is a little larger, but the nice thing about that is if you want to add, like I said, this is also magnetic. So if you wanted to add some magnets on here, if you wanted to add a bow, if you wanted to put something else on here, you have a little bit of extra room to work with. But this is the biggest challenge for me. I'm going to try to get it lined up, hopefully on the first time. I just love the delicate nature of this transfer. I just think it's so pretty. Now, I see a piece of fuzz there. And if you do have, and also look on the back of your silk screen after you fuzz it. I probably need to put that in the dryer again. But if you have any big hunks of fuzz in your silk screen area, you want to pull it off because you don't want that to mess up your image. So you don't want any bumps or obstructions. And look, there's hair. I don't know if that's my hair or if it's silk screen. It could be. Could be mine. Could be the dog's. He comes in here every once in a while, but not much. But you know how it is. Got a golden, I have a golden retriever, and he's got a lot of hairs everywhere. Okay. So when I place it down, if I see any through my silk screen area, then I usually lift it up and try to pull it off. But then also, I usually take a squeegee and go across it after I've placed it down. I smooth it out, and if I have any bumps or bubbles, I want those gone so that it doesn't affect my image. And this a lot of times will clear them out. I don't know if you could hear that or not. See? You can hear that there are some. So I'm going to pull this back up for a second because I see a bump Must be something on there. Yeah, it's a big piece of fuzz, lint. Smooth that back down. And then once you have it done, it doesn't take long at all. All right, and I'm going to bring my picture up, guys, so that I can see how they showed to do it. I think I have an idea of how I want to. Actually, I wish I could, I think I can do it when I'm not live, but okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do with this, now it's on there, as you can see, it's all ready to go. With the words, with all of the words, like this little banner, I'm going to do that in rose, Shimmer Rose Gold. The little sunshine and the birds up here, I am going to do in, I'm actually going to use my Shimmer Gold today, just to go along with it, because I want it to show up really well. And then the eucalyptus I'm going to use on all the greenery. So it is a little bit larger design, or it's all, I'm pretty sure that it's my frame that's not straight, and not that it's my, I don't know, my image looks like it's crooked again. Didn't I just fix that? Sometimes my frame moves around in there. I think I'm going to leave it, y'all. I'm going to do what we call paste and peel, which is work on a little section, peel it up and lay it down, pull it up and lay it down, because your chalk paste dries in your silkscreen area in 5 minutes or less, and you don't, and even the shimmer is takes a little bit longer, but you don't want it to dry in your silkscreen, and then you go to pull it up and your image isn't there and you're like, what happened? It's because it's dried in your silkscreen. So you want to try to move, you know, a little bit faster. So I'm going to pull out some of my tools to see what I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use that on my green. I think I'll use this on my shimmer pink, my Shimmer Rose, and then I'll probably use my multi-purpose tool on my, so we have lots of different size tools. You'll get this size squeegee, but you can always buy more. You can buy our other tools, or you could buy another one of these. You can cut it in half. You can do whatever you need to get the sizes that you need. If you only have one, you just wipe it off in between the colors that you're using. So that's going to be last. So I'm going to put that over here since that's last. I'm going to be using these the most. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in comments. Send me a message if you don't want to do that, or click on the link and see. So here's our eucalyptus. Isn't it beautiful? Click on the link and you can just read all the details about the club. It doesn't make you buy it. It just gives you the details. And then if you decide you want to sign up, sign up. And if you're not sure, we also have just samples. We have a $4.95 sample kit that if you sign up for it, you can get that sent directly to you, so you can give it a try. Boy, the dogs in the neighborhood are really tore up about something. I don't know what. All right, so we're going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to do all of this. That actually sounds like maybe my dog too. Somebody must be out. All right, so as you can see, I'm just taking it directly from my jar. You would have a paste packet, so you would need to squirt some out onto either a dish or something that you could use to put your chalk paste on. And even though you're doing this whole banner in the Shimmer Rose Gold, you might not use it all. Shimmer does take a little bit more effort. Just you have to push it through the silk screen a little bit firmer, and it does take a little more than our regular chalk paste does. But it's worth it in my opinion. I am a shimmer gal. I love all my shimmers. They're my favorite. If you spend any time watching me, you will find out. I almost always have one shimmer in every project because I just love it. Just that little bit of sparkle. I can use a little sparkle in my life. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so I did that little section. I hope you can see the word. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my greenery here, and then I'm going to pull this section up. You see, this is the regular chalk paste, the creamy dreamy formula as we call it. Just glides on so smooth and so nicely. Great coverage, and I'm just covering up the silk screen area. that I want that particular color in. And I can go any direction I want, left and right. I can move all around just to make sure I have coverage. And now I'm going to show you how we do this. So this is a detail tool. This is another tool that has another squeegee, so we have another size, but it also has this cute little pointer thingy on the end. I use this to fix boo-boos, but it's also made to do this, to help you get your transfer up from the corners. If you have trouble, if you don't have nails, oh look, I'm just going to put my hand all in the chalk paste. Chalk paste will wash off. It's non-toxic, but it also will wash off of anything. Chalk paste will, so don't worry about it. If you get it on your clothes, if you get it on your hands, if you get it on places you don't want it to be, you can wash it off. And I got some there somehow. I'm going to wipe that off. How did I get that? I must have had it on my fingers. That's what it was. It's all right, because I can take it off. That corner. Oh my goodness, come on. Like my fine motor skills are challenged today. Probably not enough sleep. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to pull back. This is the best part, you guys. It's called Peel and Reveal. Just going to pull my transfer back. Look how fabulous. Okay. So there we go. Got that section done. And now, let's see. Isn't that gorgeous? I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but it is beautiful, y'all. I'm going to let that just lay down. I'm not going to press it down. I'm just going to let it lay down. And then I'm going to come back in the area that I have not done yet. I'm going to press it and make sure it's down really good because I want a good contact. So I get the best image possible. And that's going to dry on its own in about 5 minutes or less. My neighbor must be in his yard because my dog doesn't bark a lot, even though the neighbor's dogs do. Not that neighbor, but another neighbor's dogs bark a lot. He's so funny though, our golden. He's 2, I guess he's about 2.5 now. Somebody on the next street over, but you can see it from our back door as you're going out the back door, put up a big old penguin, one of those blow up penguins, and it's pretty big, I think, and you can see it from our back door. And every time he goes to the back door to look out, he sees it wave, and it's across the street and there's a row of houses in between it, but he can see it and it freaks him out. So he's like, he growls before he goes out every time. He's so funny. He's like, what is that? I guess he doesn't remember from last year, the decorations. Although he saw blow up stuff like that at Halloween, because people put blow up stuff up, and it didn't upset him too much. But it's so funny. I'm like, what are you? He did it like 3 times before. I'm like, what is it that's bothering you? I thought, is something on the porch? Because we do get birds on our screen and porch sometimes. And I'm like, is there something on the porch that's bothering you? And I looked, because he doesn't usually growl. He just looks at him if the birds get out there. And I have to go open the door and let him out. I haven't quite figured out how they're getting in there. If they're coming in under the door. Sometimes if the door's, got knocked open by the wind, but usually if it's windy, I try to catch it and make sure it's not. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this part up too, because the eucalyptus paste is going to dry a little faster because it's regular chalk paste. The shimmer takes a few more minutes. And then sometimes, if I'm doing like what I just did there, where I've already done part of it, and I don't want to get it on my fingers because I have to press it back down, then I'll use my squeegee to make sure. I'll use the back of my squeegee to make sure it's down before I apply my chalk paste. You guys, this is so simple. And my favorite is that it's done. When you pull this up, it's done. Now, if you want to do more to it, certainly you can, but the project itself is fabulous and it's done as soon as you pull it up. Whereas some of the other crafts that I've tried over the years. It's feels like a never-ending process, especially when you don't have a lot of free time. And you're like, oh, I can't get back to it. Oh, I don't have time. And then it frustrates me. I want to finish it. So I love that about this. And it's virtually impossible to mess it up. Now, obviously, if you're working with ink or something like that, you have a little less forgiveness. And to me, the fact that it's, you know, it's handmade, it's going to have some imperfections. And that's okay. Obviously, you try to do your best, but and my little guy has been coughing this morning, and he had been without his allergy meds, and I thought, oh, so we gave him that. I found a liquid one last night that we had, prescription, and I don't know if it's because he's been without that for a little bit, or if he's starting to catch something. I'm like, don't get sick this week. It's a short week for school. Our kids get out Thursday, half day Thursday, and they're done for the holidays. You ready, guys? We're going to do this next part. How beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love, love, love the shimmers. They are just so beautiful. I'll let you have more time to see it once I get finished with it. So I'm going to do the shimmer first, and then I'll do the eucalyptus, and then we'll pull this part up. And cleanup is easy too, you guys. You just take it to your sink and use cool water, and you can use a sponge or you can use a board eraser to clean your transfer, to clean your squeegees. You don't need any special chemicals or cleaners. It's just water, and it's actually cool water and running water. You don't soak it. Now, you could soak your squeegees if you wanted. I'm going to get this all over my fingers, so I'm trying to grab that. But super easy, and then you let it dry and put it back on the backer sheet and put it away until the next time you're ready to use it. I'm just getting all the extra that's kind of worked its way up on my squeegee. Because I'm a little bit of a messy crafter. I posted a reel earlier today showing my messy behind the scenes, which none of us like to see that. Everybody thinks everything's all perfect and everything. Well, I love my craft room, and I'm so thankful I have a place for it all, but that doesn't mean it's always in its place, especially when I'm busy. I don't take time. Do you guys take time to do that? Okay, we're going to do the eucalyptus, and then I'm going to pull this part up. Sorry guys, I got quiet. Got quiet on you. Okay, pull this back. And if it ever pulls at it some, you just kind of wiggle it. That song say wiggle it just a little bit. That's all you have to do. And I'm smoothing it back down where I'm going to work. All right, now I really need to pay attention so I don't do my sunshine. Get off of there, because that's bugging me. Pay attention for a second. So tell me how things are going for you guys. Have you got your shopping done, your decorating done? None of the above for me. I got a little bit of shopping done. I'm not too stressed about that part. So I don't have too much more I have to get. I mean, I've picked up a few things, like the important things that I was worried I might not get access to, especially for the littlest guy, our little dude. I think one of his main presents is supposed to be here this week. Ordered it a couple weeks ago. Oh, my screen's going dead. Hold on, guys. Make sure I pull that back up in case you guys have a comment, and I might not see it. And how are you about wrapping, you guys? I am terrible. It is usually Christmas Eve. I am wrapping presents. I have not even, I get very few started before Christmas Eve. I'm hoping to start the week of Christmas because I don't like putting them out too early. Okay, so I'm done with my rose gold right now. So I'm going to put that up. Just kind of put the lid on a little bit, and then we're going to do our eucalyptus here and pull it back. And then we're going to do our shimmer gold, you guys, and we're going to be done. I do have a few more presents to make for this week for teachers. Okay. Should be done. All right, let's pull this back. Okay, we're in the home stretch, y'all. Actually, see a little bit. If you miss any or you see little spots when you pull it off, make sure you pull it off slowly so you can lay it right back down like I just did and just kind of go back over it. Sometimes with the shimmer, you have to push in a little harder because it's got whatever the substance is that makes it shimmer. You know, it's gritty kind of feeling. So you have to push a little bit harder sometimes for it to go through the silk screen. All right, let's get my gold. And I can't remember if I need to stir this. I feel like I might have added water to it last time I used it and didn't stir it. So I'm going to try to stir just a little tiny bit because it was getting thick. I've had this forever, you guys. I've had this for a long time and haven't used it all yet. And it really doesn't take, it's not going to take that much. Just decided to do this a little bit different. I could have chosen any color I wanted for up here, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a little bit of gold for the sunshine and the seagulls. I could have done shimmer frost if I wanted. I could have done just white. I could have tried the forest if I had it, but I don't have any right now. Okay, that should be it, guys. Make sure I got all my bird, little seagulls. Well, I guess it's not seagulls. I think of them as seagulls, but maybe that's just because I grew up near the coast. And that's how I draw birds. That's about my talent with a bird. Okay, here we go. Speaking of birds, I have some cool bird cutouts. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do them, but they are so pretty. I can't wait to do them for decor. We have them in our shop. Okay, all done. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. I'm actually just going to spray it with a little bit of water right now so I can get it to my sink to clean it, because you want to try to clean it, you know, as soon as you can. But look how beautiful that is, you guys. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. So great. I don't know. Just graceful is the word that I can think of. Now I'll show you this as well. So I noticed there's one little spot. Now where's my tool? One little spot here. You guys, I'm sure cannot see it. But right here, there's a tiny bit of eucalyptus that got in my rose gold. So I have this. This is from my artist toolkit. It's one of the, there's 4 tools in it, and this is one of them. And it's like the teeniest, tiniest squeegee. I love it for these kind of things. I just use it to touch up. Oh, might not have been dry. Sometimes you have to pat it if I want to cover or fix something. I do usually suggest make sure it's dry first so that you don't mess with the wet paint, chalk paste. Or if I had missed a spot, if there was any, look, there's another one. It's wet too, I'm sure. Because the lines were close and I was not paying attention. Now, again, there might be an imperfection here or there, but this is handmade. It's supposed to not be, you're supposed to know that it's handmade. You don't want it to think, oh, I got that off of out of a factory from China. Okay, so that's all. That's all. Actually, I'll clean that up a little bit more when I get done. But there you go, guys. That's the kit. That's the December kit. I'm going to let you go because I have a bunch to do. I did position this a little lower down on my my board, so I could put something else up here if I wanted. I could even just put a ribbon across the top. If I had the perfect ribbon that had any of these colors in it, I might just put it across the top and kind of run it around here and do a little bow. Just, sorry, I heard my little buddy. I thought he was crying. I think he was not. But that would look fabulous. But look how great it looks just on its own, right? How wonderful is that? But again, if I had something I wanted to add to it, just to add a little, another piece of decor or some more interest, that's what I would do. All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope it either inspired you or entertained you or encouraged you, because that's my goal. But I appreciate you letting me come into your world for just a little while and share it with you. And I look forward to sharing another project with you next week. Until I see you next time, I hope you'll be safe, be healthy, and be blessed, guys. Get some rest this weekend, but make some good memories if you can, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.